Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Advanced Paralegal Certificate Course Informational Webinar from CLS by BARBRI. We'll get started here in just a moment to allow time for everyone to join us. Our webinar today will start with a presentation from our Business Development Director, Stephanie Elio, and following that presentation, we'll be here for about 10 or 15 minutes to answer your questions live. So please be sure to drop them as you have them in the Q&A, and either one of our enrollment counselors working in the background here will respond to you directly, or we'll address it during that live Q&A. With that, I'm going to introduce Stephanie from CLS, who will get our presentation started today. Take it away, Stephanie.
Thanks, Emily. And thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you all had a great day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the agenda really quick. We are here tonight to talk about the Advanced Paralegal Certificate course. We're going to talk about the online learning system. We're in those specialty topics, and all that knowledge is relayed to students. The support that we have for the students, the instructor, peer interaction, all that kind of thing. A little overview of the different topics that are included in that advanced program, how the certificates of completion are issued, earning digital badges, the career outlook, where you can work, what kind of options are available to you, and then at the tail end, we will talk about the enrollment process itself, how you can register, how to do books, all that kind of thing. And as Emily mentioned, we will get into a live Q&A at the end. So let's just dig right in. So who is CLS by BARBRI? Many of you that are here tonight, it's highly likely that you are already one of our students and have taken one of our courses, likely the Paralegal Certificate course, because that is a prerequisite to advanced. I'm going to explain that more clearly in a few moments. But CLS by BARBRI is the leading continuing legal education company. We were originally founded back in 1980 under the name the Center for Legal Studies. We became part of BARBRI Global about 3 years ago, and BARBRI Global is the world leader in legal education, distance learning, training, and certifications. The reason students come to us is we work very hard to maintain affordable tuition. We deliver our courses in flexible formats. We have the backing and credibility of accredited college and universities across the nation. All of our instructors are experienced instructors. They're not only current professionals, they're actually still working out in the field as either an attorney or an extremely high-ranking paralegal. But on top of that, they have teaching experience. So they're not tenured professors that are removed from the industry. They're actually still practicing, which that brings some relativity and timeliness to what they're teaching. In this advanced program, there are 15 different specialty topics offered. We're going to take a deep little dive into those. And so that you know, our graduates at CLS, we have more that are working in the legal industry that got their training with us than any other program out there. We have been doing this for 42 years. We, on average, train about 6,000 to 10,000 students per year. So a great deal of the students that are, or the professionals that are working as paralegals today have been where you are right now, exploring what training to take. All of our curriculum is continually updated and to maintain on pace with the current industry. Our online delivery system is an asynchronous virtual classroom. So basically what that means is that students have 24/7 access to the portal, which is on our servers. You do not need any special software or anything like that to take our courses. It is all delivered through a system called Moodle. So all you would need is simple internet service, and you can certainly get into our system. Students do have 24/7 access to that while classes are in session. If you are already a CLS student and you've taken either our paralegal or other courses, you may be familiar with the different formats that we offer courses in: live lecture, flex, text only. For advanced paralegal at this current time, we are only offering this program in our standard online format, which means we have 6 7-week sessions per year, and the next one is literally right around the corner. It starts on October 17th. Those 6 sessions per year run January, March, May, June, August, and October. So we are finishing out the last opportunity to start online courses in just a couple weeks here. All of our standard online courses do have printed tutorials that are there with them, and it really is, if you are new to us, a very easy to use and interactive platform. You have accessibility to instructors via email tools. Some of our instructors will set up Zoom meetings, and we also have office hours in which you can set up your own meeting with an instructor if you choose. But there's also bulletin board discussions where you can communicate with classmates. In addition to the connectivity that you get in the online portal, CLS also provides ongoing administrative and technical support for all of our students. That interaction with peers I started describing before we clicked to this slide, but those discussion forums are built-in tools that, one, you're required to participate in once a week. The instructor will post topic for discussion. In order to earn your points towards your grade for that one, you need to participate at least once. However, some of those turn into pretty dynamic conversations with your peers. So we encourage you to participate more. There are various instructor-led opportunities for you in addition to the bulletin board, and those would be the Zoom meetings. Some of our students will set up study meetings on Zoom or some other platform to have study groups. If that's something that you want to do, by all means, the only thing we say is keep in mind this is a legal course. Ethics are paramount. Any work that you submit must be your own. And we absolutely have ways of checking that. So if you do end up with a study group, study, read together, those kind of things. But when you submit your work, make sure it's yours. There are weekly assignments and deadlines specifically designed to keep you on track. These topics that we're going to go over in a few minutes are each delivered in a 7-week time frame. Instructors will post what is due for that particular week, typically on Sunday, and then due at the end of the week. You have that 24/7 access. So when you log in and get that information about what you're supposed to read that week, what your assignment is, what the quiz or test is, you decide when you're going to complete that task. The deadlines are set to keep you on track. So at the end of 7 weeks, you're done. Many of these topics you may be done in the 6th week, and the 7th week is kind of catch up and make sure everything is done. Really what I want you to know is this, like any course that CLS offers, it's designed for busy learners. We know our students have full-time jobs. They've got kids underfoot, they've got spouses, they've got elderly parents, they've got community events, whatever's going on in your life. This is something that you can schedule and control that schedule to get it done in a timely fashion, but do it when it works with your life. We have a vast array of testimonials for you to read. If you haven't visited our website lately, I encourage you to do so. We also have a few testimonials of students recently that have completed both our paralegal certificate and have either completed the advanced program or they're in the process of it. Those video recordings of testimonials can be sent out to you by our enrollment counselors. So if you don't already have some of those that you want to watch, just ping one of our enrollment counselors. Most of you should have one already. If not, you can certainly submit an inquiry to info, that's INFO, at legalstudies.com, and they'll be happy to get that out to you. So the advanced paralegal, why would you want to take another course after you just completed your paralegal certificate? Reasons could vary. One, you could reside in California and tend to work there. If you do, you need to take this program. California is the only state in the country that actually has legislated regulation for the training, substantive legal training that you must acquire. So magically, well, intentionally, the paralegal certificate and the advanced paralegal certificate, completion of both of those is perfectly aligned with putting you in compliance with that code. So you do both programs, you're ready to go to work in California. If you live somewhere else, if you work somewhere else in the country, these are some other reasons that you might want to take this course. It's competitive out there. The more training you have, the more valuable you are. The advanced program is built of specialty topics: family law, business law, criminal law, immigration law. If you're going to work in one of those particular areas, having some specialty training on top of your core skills is going to help you stand out. It's definitely going to increase your earning potential because, again, the more knowledge you have, the more skills you have, the more valuable you are. When you specialize in certain areas of the law, you're going to know things that someone coming out of just a general paralegal program would not have. It also helps you to develop professionally. Let's say you're already working in a firm. You have that entry-level position. Maybe you've been working as a paralegal for a couple years. You changed firms, you changed industries, and you're working in the capacity of a paralegal in a totally different role and type of role. Then picking up one or two specialty areas that are going to help you in that new job is certainly going to help you to develop and grow your career. Some people, they may be anticipating change in their career. If wherever you're currently at, you think maybe in the next year or two, you might want to start stacking up your resume with a few more skills. These are the specialty topics available within the Advanced Paralegal Certificate. So a moment ago, I mentioned that our academic calendar for standard online delivery is divided out into 6 7-week sessions per year. Each of the topics that you're looking at on the screen is a standalone topic, and it is delivered in a 7-week session. So every single one of these topics is available 6 times per year. Now, in order for you to complete the Advanced Paralegal Certificate, you would need to successfully complete 6 of these topics. You are free to choose whichever 6 you like. And every topic is available every session. We do limit the number of topics you can take in a single session. We do that intentionally because we want you to be successful. The rule of thumb is, and this is really helpful if you already took our paralegal certificate, so you kind of know the rigor and expectation of a course offered by CLS. So if you took our paralegal certificate and you were not stressed, you were able to complete all your work, you were scoring 90s and above and managing your life just fine, I would say you can handle 3 and do 3 plus 3, knock out this advanced program in 2 sessions. If you were maybe in the 80 to 90 range and you were pretty stressed and it was taxing on your personal schedule, knock it down to 2. Just take that 1 extra session to complete your 6. If you were literally pulling your hair out and super stressed during the paralegal certificate, when you get to this point, I would recommend that you kind of ease into it. Start off with 1. Get your bearings. If that goes really smooth, next session pick up 2. You can escalate. You can also just take them 1 at a time. Some people are not on a speedy timeline, and whatever your pace is, it's okay. Students are given 12 months to complete all 6 topics. The clock starts ticking when you take the first one. So you could literally take 2 in October, this month, start 2, skip the January session, take a couple more in March or in the spring, or Start whenever, skip the summer. It's entirely up to you as long as you get all 6 done in the 12-month period. So everyone that's joined us tonight can see all the topics available: advanced legal research, alternative dispute resolution, bankruptcy, business law, real property law. They all lend themselves to core skills that paralegals need depending on what job they're working in. If you don't know where you're going to land, take a variety. There is not one topic that is better than another. There are topics that are all relevant today that will all aid current paralegals or rising paralegals in various fields. So wherever your passion is, I recommend that you pick up what you desire. You also don't have to choose all 6 from the get-go. When you register on our website, we absolutely give you a discount when you register for all 6 at a time, and you can plug in the 6 topics at that time. But if you change your mind midstream about which topics you're going to want to take, it is literally as simple as an email send by you to say, I'd like to change my topic for the next session. We'll make the swap. It's no big deal. So having a $300 discount when you initially register, that certainly is a good thing to go for. But if you don't know all the topics, as long as you know the first one you want to start with, you can swap out the rest later. Course overview. So I mentioned there is a prerequisite to this course, and that is the paralegal certificate course. Majority really, of our students that take our advanced program have taken our paralegal certificate course. That doesn't mean that you had to. It means you need to possess the core skills. You could have taken a paralegal certificate somewhere else. You could have been working in the role of a paralegal for 1 or 2 years prior. It doesn't have to be us. You just have to make sure that you have the level of skill and training completed in order to be successful in taking the advanced topics. We want to set you up for success. Again, I mentioned a moment ago, you can take those topics 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and you've got that 12-month time frame. As far as time that it takes to complete this coursework, you should expect to spend anywhere from about 8 to 12 hours a week. Again, that gauge of how many can you handle in a term is really pretty accurate when it comes to those students who are already very familiar with our systems and the rigor of our courses. Every topic available, every single session. Next session begins on October 17th. And I want to go over our grading policy. There are maybe a few people in the room tonight that have not taken a CLS course before. So for those of you that are already very familiar with this, you understand why. But in case you haven't, CLS requires a 70% minimum passing grade on every single assignment that you ever do. There's no cumulative grading at CLS. We do not send our students out into the world being really good at some skills and not so good at others. We want you to go out into the next job, the next role, for that promotion, for that entry-level job, whatever it may be, ready to do the work. We want you to look good, which makes us look good and makes all of our college and university partners look good. So if you do not pass an assignment, it's not the end of your world. You'll simply do it over. Communicate with your instructor. Use those tools that I mentioned earlier. Reach out via email. Your instructor is going to give you feedback on how you got off track, what may have happened. You may have really overthought something. It may be simpler than you thought it was. Whatever it is, they are there to help you. And we want you to be successful, so you will be given opportunities to redo that work. If you are curious about the content of any of those individual topics that we saw a slide ago, there is a full syllabus on our website at www.legalstudies.com. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the screen, there is a word for syllabi there. You can click on that. It'll take you to a syllabi catalog, it's plural. And you can click on Advanced Paralegal, and then it'll give you a list of all of the topics. You can click in individually to each one, and it will list out all the learning objectives. We're going to tell you ahead of time exactly what's taught in that course. It will reiterate the grading policies that I just went over with you. It'll tell you which textbooks are required. All of that information is on the syllabus, and you do not need to be registered to view that. You can look at that to help make your decisions before you register. CLS is incredibly transparent, and we like it that way, and it's going to stay that way. So we want you to take a peek so that you're making educated decisions. Now, I mentioned a few moments ago, if you're in California, you would need to absolutely take this program if you did not already have your 24 semester units of substantive legal training. California is students and people that intend to work there are subject to compliance with the California Business and Professions Code 6450. That code literally dictates how many hours you must train in substantial legal coursework. There are many ways to be in compliance. The way our students will comply is by completing the appropriate number of clock hours, which is 360, and translates into 24 semester units as it reads in the code. If you have additional questions on that, please feel free to reach out to our enrollment counselors. They're typically available from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you can also send an email to info@legalstudies.com. If you already have a counselor assigned to you, they most likely have emailed you information. Just click a reply back to them. They'll be happy to answer anything that I don't. Now, upon completion of the Advanced Paralegal Certificate course, you will earn a certificate. In order to earn the certificate from the university of your choice, and we work with about 150 of them, you will need to complete all 6 to get that certificate. But if you're not actually going for the full certificate and you want to get some kind of recognition, some way to display the skills that you've developed, we work with Credly. Credly is one of the nation's largest digital badging companies out there. Digital badges are not exactly new, but they are becoming increasingly popular. We added them quite some time back. The awesome thing about a digital badge is you can add that to your digital resume, to your LinkedIn profile. Not only does it say that you completed training in each of the individual topics, you can drill down into that badge and it will list out the skills that you developed in that training. So it's one thing to have a certificate on the wall that says you completed XYZ training from XYZ school. It's taking it to the next level to have a digital document wherein the prospective employer or current employer can see exactly what the skills are that you developed by taking that training. These are shareable on social media, websites, email, and more. If you want additional information about our badging program, you can also check in with our enrollment counselors. So, where can you work? What can you do? Paralegals work absolutely everywhere. Everybody knows they work in law firms. Definitely. They also work in every major corporation. They all have legal departments, real estate, state and county government agencies, finance, banking industry. There are a ton of opportunities. And I know it's going to sound a little redundant, but the more skills you have, the more valuable you are. The more transferable your skills are to change from job to job. A long time ago, people started a career in one job and stayed there for 30, 40 years. These days, people change careers more frequently. So having transferable skills is key in doing that for you. In addition to working in all those different industries, paralegals now, thanks to the pandemic and everyone being forced to, employers have accepted that people can be incredibly productive working from home. So the demand for virtual paralegals is bigger than ever. A lot of the work that a paralegal does is on a computer. So in today's digital world, this is an increasing field. If it's something that is going to work out better for you, many still work in offices. Absolutely. If that's your niche, that's what's going to work well for you. Those opportunities exist. But if working home-based is something that is much more attractive to you, those opportunities are increasing every day. California or Arizona students also has a designation for the independent paralegals that are out there preparing legal documents. It's called a legal document preparer. Nice thing about that for the California folks is the requirements to qualify as an LDP are exactly the same as you would need to be in compliance with the California Business and Professions Code. So if you're going to complete the paralegal and the advanced paralegal, you could also be an LDP. If you are in Arizona, you'll need to meet the California guidelines. The other states across the nation have not yet set requirements or regulations for legal document preparers, but there is talk in the industry. There's several states that are kind of whispering about it and talking about it, and over the next 5-10 years, it will become much more common. So setting yourself up for success in advance is always a good plan. How do you enroll? When a student takes a course with CLS, you do need to choose one of our academic partners. We work with almost 150 accredited college and universities throughout the country. It is highly likely that we have a school in your state, likely very near you. We always recommend, if you're going to continue living where you are, working where you are, choose the school that's closest to you. They'll be issuing that certificate of completion when you are done. All of our partnerships with these and so many more schools across the land are with the continuing and professional education departments at those institutions. So the certificate you earn would be branded. It'll have that school's name on it, basically. Some of them co-brand with our name as well, but it would be issued by the school. This is one thing I want to clarify because we frequently get questions about it. The instructors that teach CLS by BARBRI courses work for CLS. They are our instructors. They are not tenured professors at the college or university. Again, they are experienced, licensed attorneys with no less than 10 years experience. So many have so much longer in the field, but they are still currently working and they have teaching experience on top of that. So moving on, what does it cost? The advanced topics are $550 each. We do offer a bundled pricing discount. If you were to register for all 6 at the same time, when you get to the checkout screen, it's going to automatically give you $300 off and be $3,000 versus $3,300. If you choose to buy them per topic, they are $550 each. Westlaw, as many of you who completed our paralegal certificate know, is a required tool when you're doing Westlaw legal research training. The only topic in the advanced program that requires a Westlaw subscription is advanced legal research. Now, as a CLS student, you can always get the $89 subscription for a 7-week time frame. So although you don't need it for any of the other topics, it's not a required tool. If you started using it in paralegal and you want to get some more time in there, then you absolutely would qualify to get that special subscription rate of $89. But the only one it's actually required for is ALR, Advanced Legal Research. We do offer payment options. CLS works with Affirm, wherein you can take your full checkout total of your tuition, your books, Westlaw subscriptions, put it into a payment plan that ranges anywhere from 3 to 18 months. We also work with PayPal, PayPal Credit, Pay in 4, and there may be a few other payment options available by partner schools. If there's something that is on there or not available on our payment option screen that you're curious about, you can certainly reach out to the enrollment counselors and they will point you in the right direction. Because CLS works with the continuing and professional education departments at these institutions, and our courses are non-credit, which means non-degree seeking, you're not going to accumulate credits toward a degree, they do not qualify for federal financial aid. So you can certainly go to the payment option screen on our website or speak with our enrollment counselors because we do have a lot of alternatives available. Sallie Mae funding, workforce training grants, my CAA, those are all listed, and we will be happy to help counsel you through the process. In addition to everything that we just went over, you can always call us at 1-800-522-7737. Our enrollment counselors are available from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do triage emails, and we can get those as soon as they come in during normal business hours. They're pretty quick to respond to you. You'd send that to info@legalstudies.com. You can visit our website. It is literally a wealth of information. Everything I have told you tonight is on that website. Everything enrollment counselors would tell you is on that website. Our next session begins October 17th. We would love to have you in class. Emily, I'm going to throw it back to you. Have we got some questions that we can get answered for our students?
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. So let's see here. As we said, we're going to answer some of your questions live. So if you have one, please put it in that Q&A and either we'll respond directly or Stephanie will answer it here. Again, if you're not able to get an answer to your question, or if you have one you'd like to ask privately, you can contact us via the phone tomorrow or send us an email tonight and we'll respond back within 24 hours. We'll provide you with that contact information once again at the end of this session. We got quite a few questions already that were submitted at registration, so thank you for submitting those, many of which Stephanie already answered, so thank you, Stephanie. So we're not going to repeat too many, but if you need any clarifications, feel free to ask in the Q&A. But we did have a few questions that I just wanted to expand upon on where you can find more information about the courses, the advanced topics, and our partner schools. So let me just review where you can find that information on legalstudies.com. So if you're looking for more information about the course, at the top of the page, you'll go to courses and under Paralegal, Advanced Paralegal Certificate course. You can also click on any other course you're interested in. So you can click on there, find all of the information about the advanced course, the cost, search by schools available. If you want to enroll, it's all right there. If you scroll a bit down the page, you'll see a section called Advanced Topics available. And you'll see little arrows on the side where you can expand and read about each of the advanced topics. If you'd like to dive into those advanced topics with even more detail, at the top of legalstudies.com, you can go to About CLS and go to Syllabi. This is something Stephanie was mentioning earlier in the presentation. And it is the second course listed, Advanced Paralegal Certificate course, 100% online syllabus. You'll click on that and you'll be able to read in even more detail about the course and click on those advanced topics and read exactly what you'll be learning in each one of those parts of the course. Finally, I wanted to point out where you can find our partner schools. So if you go back to that About CLS section, you will see another option called Partner Schools. On this page, you can search by city, state, zip code, or even look around that map at the top of the page and find a school in your area. Keep in mind, not every school offers every course, so do double check that, but it's a great, easy way to find which schools are available in your area. You can click on them and see which courses they offer. Let's see, next question. Stephanie, how do you recommend figuring out which topics to take and which to focus on?
As I mentioned, there's quite a wide variety to choose. And if you're not really sure which ones you want to choose or even which field you're going to end up working in, I would say look through the list, find out initially what you're passionate about. You're going to learn and retain so much more if it's something you care about, wherever your passion lies, and then just list out the rest of them if you're registering for all 6. After you finish that one, you'll have time to speak with your instructors. You'll have more time to think about it. And then you can switch up your list. You can always send an email to our support team. And if you chose a topic that you don't want to take and you want to take something else, you just let us know before a session starts. There will be no changing midstream once you're already starting on a topic. But you don't have to make up your mind on all 6 straight away. Some students absolutely come in knowing which ones they want. Others don't. Either way is okay. In order to help make your decision also, I encourage you to read the syllabi. For each one, there is detailed information to know exactly what's going to be taught in that syllabus. So check it out. We are not going to tell you which topics to take.
Thank you, Stephanie. Looks like we're getting a couple questions from people who are also needing to take that prerequisite, the paralegal certificate course. So I did want to mention on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CLS by BARBRI, you will see past webinars we've done, and we've done several, but you'll find a recent one dedicated to that paralegal certificate course. So if you'd like to dive into that, I know we're just touching on it today because this is more about the advanced, but if you'd like to learn about that prerequisite course, those recorded webinars are a great resource. But along those same lines, Stephanie, can you quickly summarize once again, if someone is just starting out, they haven't taken a course, the prerequisite, how long that takes, and then the advanced, how long that takes as well?
Sure. The typical time frame for the paralegal certificate is 14 weeks, delivered over 2 7-week sessions. That's for the standard online delivery. We do offer different modalities for that. You could take a flex and do it in 6 months, self-paced. You could do it in a live lecture where it's in 12 weeks, that's live on Zoom. Those exist for the core training, the paralegal certificate. So there's a little bit different varieties there. The most popular is the standard online, delivered over 2 7-week sessions, and we do have 6 start dates per year. For the advanced, you could complete it in a minimum of 14 weeks because you need 6 topics and you're only allowed to take 3 in a single session. So a minimum of 2 sessions, but a maximum of 12 months. And that schedule is determined by you.
Great, thank you, Stephanie. And we had a couple questions on where you can find the course start dates. You can do that on the Advanced Paralegal Certificate course page, so under courses and clicking on that advanced course. And at the top, once you select a school, those upcoming start dates will appear below, so you'll select there along with your topics. And as Stephanie said, taking 3 and 3 at a time, or 2 and 2 at a time, or 1 at a time. Our next course start date, as Stephanie mentioned, is October 17th, but we also have the course start dates for 2023 up already as well.
And registration is open now for any future session, including the one starting in October. We are filling seats for the October session now. So if that is your intent, I recommend that you register soon, get your books ordered so that you have them before class starts. It's nice to start off on the right foot and be prepared.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Stephanie. Well, I think that answers all of our questions. I think we covered all of the rest of them during the presentation. Like I said, if we did not get to your question or you have one you would like to ask us directly, you can email us at our email on the screen or call us tomorrow during business hours. Our enrollment counselors will be ready and excited to help you. We will be sending out the video recording of this webinar if you would like to watch it back. So please look out for that in your email inbox by the end of the week. But like I mentioned, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CLS by BARBRI, you can find past recordings of webinars, or if you're interested in that paralegal certificate course, a webinar there as well, along with a lot of other great educational videos about CLS and the courses we offer. As we mentioned, our next session begins on Monday, October 17th, so just a couple weeks away. So now is a great time to get your books ordered and get enrolled, and a new session starts every 8 weeks, so you can keep your education going. Thank you all again, and a special thank you to Stephanie for your time this evening.
Thank you.